Hi, welcome back. So I've lived in the south of Brazil now for a number of years, and a lot of my Brazilian friends, they keep saying, oh, you need to go to this fair called Expointer, which happens in August every year. And I'm like, what is this Expointer? And they're like, oh, it's this big agricultural fair in Rio Grande do Sul. It's one of the biggest in South America. Close to 1 million people visit every year, and it's got loads of livestock, farming machinery, local produce, handicraft, fairground. It's great. It's basically what they say. So then I was like, okay, finally this year I'm gonna go there and check out what this fair is actually about. So that's what I did. So let's have a look. So just to show where it's located, so it's in the town of Esteio, which is on the outskirts of Porto Alegre, which is the capital of the state of Rio Grande do Sul in the far south of Brazil. And to get to the fair you can either take a train or you can drive there. Now I decided to drive there, which I think was a mistake because I got stuck in so much traffic. So when I arrived in Esteio, I was greeted by this massive traffic jam, and so I sat there and I thought, okay, hopefully this isn't too long. Well, an hour later, I was still stuck in traffic. And then 2 hours had gone by, still stuck in traffic. And by this time, everyone was super frustrated and getting angry. People are trying to jump queues as well, so you can see this car here just driving in front of me. So this car came from way back there and just decided it had enough and that it was gonna jump this whole queue and just went straight in front of me. So in total I spent over 2 hours in a queue waiting to park my car at Expointer. So yeah, not the greatest start, but eventually I managed to park my car. And then there are loads of entrances to Expointer. I entered at the entrance near the car parks, and the first thing I saw was just this massive area of farming machinery. So you've got hundreds of companies showing off and trying to sell their farming machinery. So you got everything from plowing, seeding, planting, irrigation, harvesting, sprayers. You've got nearly all the big companies here. So you've got John Deere, New Holland, Claas, Massey Ferguson, JCB. I mean, they're all here. And some of these big companies had some big displays. So just to show you one here, so this is New Holland. So you can see the big pavilion they have here. And they're showing off their combine harvesters. And then loads and loads of different types of tractors. And at the far end here you can see this seating here with all these tables and chairs where you've got farmers negotiating and buying all of this equipment. And one of the cool things is they let you climb up into these tractors and stuff. And so I decided to climb into one of the biggest one, which was this combine harvester here. And you can see the size of this thing. It is absolutely massive. So it was basically little kids and then myself who were excited to climb up into this thing. So it's got a very big and comfortable cabin, and you sit very high up, and then you're surrounded by all of these controls and buttons. And yeah, and there's absolutely no way I could drive this thing. You must have to take a lot of lessons to work out how to drive this thing, that's for sure. And then I asked the salesman how much these combine harvesters cost, and he said that it ranges from R1,000,000 to R5,000,000. So that's $200,000 up to $1,000,000. I mean, it's crazy how much money we're talking about here. And then all the other big farming manufacturing companies, like this one here, which is Massey Ferguson, they've got, again, a similar massive pavilion showing off all their farming machinery, so loads and loads of tractors. But then there are lots of other interesting companies as well. So you've got this company here selling drones to be used on farms. So these drones can spray fertilizer and pesticides onto the fields. Instead of using a tractor, you can use a drone, and these drones are very, very big. So I mean, the drone flying here, they said, is over 2 meters wide, and they have even bigger ones which are 3 meters wide. But again, nothing's cheap here. So they said this one costs about $30,000 and upwards, these drones. These farmers, they need to spend a lot of money on their machinery, that's for sure. And then walking further into fair, I reached the livestock. And so here they've just got these pavilions full of livestock. So you've got sheep here, you've got cattle and loads of other animals. So farmers from the whole region bring their livestock here in order to compete in competitions and win best of breed. But then also to do business as well. So you've got the farmers, suppliers, distributors. They're all here negotiating and doing deals. So you've got this massive pavilion here, but then also other pavilions as well, just full of livestock. And so people just walk around, looking at the animals, and then the actual farmers who brought these livestock, they kind of sit at the end here in the corridors the whole day, kind of looking after the animals and then taking the animals to the competitions. So yeah, it's full of people and full of animals and full of smells as well. Okay, so now I've reached the cattle section here, where they have loads of different breeds of cattle. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting walking around here, looking at all the sheep and the cattle and stuff. But then after a few minutes I felt like, okay, I've probably seen enough sheep and cows now. And so then I left that pavilion and then I walked into this second pavilion thinking, okay, this is probably, I don't know, pigs or horses or something. No, it's just full of rabbits. And so yeah, then you've got competitions for rabbits as well, and then you're also able to buy these rabbits. And then next to the rabbits you've got goats, which I guess make a bit more sense. So loads and loads of goats here. But one thing I did find funny was that right next to the goats and the rabbits, you've got loads of stands selling various things, from clothing to hats to belts to decorations. So they kind of mix everything together, which I thought was a bit funny. And then walking further into the fair, I got to something called Freio de Ouro, which kind of translates to golden break, which made no sense to me. But then later I realized that also Freio means bridle, so kind of the golden bridle. And so this is the horse riding competitions in here. So lots of people sit here and watch the Brazilian cowboys compete in various events. So you got this cowboy here having to ride around these hay bales here. I guess it's timed, and maybe also you get smart on technique. So there's loads of competitions here, so that was pretty cool. And then leaving this place, I mean, now I've covered, less than half of the fair. I mean, this place is massive. So then I started walking around this area here, which just was full of restaurants and then stores as well. So I wasn't expecting there to be these big stores and stuff. I mean, this looked like a normal store, a brick building, selling clothes. Because I was expecting more, stands, exhibition stands selling stuff, not actual physical stores in the fair. And then next to this here you've got a store selling beds and mattresses. I mean, I guess farmers need to sleep as well, right? So maybe they come here and buy beds, I don't know. And then walking further along, and then there are loads of car dealers as well. So you've got Jeep here displaying and selling cars as well. So you've got the Grand Cherokee and then the Renegade. And Brazilians in general, they love their American cars. I mean, Jeep is very popular here in Brazil. And you can see here at the end here, loads of people sitting down with dealers, I guess, buying cars here at the fair. And then next to Jeep, you've got Ram. And this also is becoming more and more popular in Brazil. I'm seeing more of these on the road. So you're showing off the smaller pickup, the Rampage. And then they had the 3500 model, so the big one. I mean, these cost a lot of money. So I asked the dealer and he said this is 500,000 reais. So that's $100,000 for this pickup. That is a lot of money. But then there were some other interesting car brands as well. So there was BYD, Build Your Dreams. That's an electric Chinese car maker. I don't think you have that in the States as of yet. In Europe you have it a bit. I mean, these cars look pretty nice, and apparently the quality, the build quality is pretty good. So the one I'm looking at here is the BYD Song Plus model. And the dealer said that starts at 230,000 reais, which is $40,000. And I mean, that's pretty good value for money, I think, $40,000 for an all-electric SUV. And the interior as well looks pretty nice, I think. Cool. And then they have a slightly smaller SUV here called the BYD King. And the price of that starts at 175,000 reais, which is $31,000. And then you've got this one here, which is the BYD Shark. It's an all-electric pickup. And I think, yeah, it looks pretty good actually. And so this one hasn't come out yet. So they haven't released it yet, so there's no official price on it. But the dealer said that it should come in around 300,000 reais, which would be $55,000. And a nice interior as well, so yeah, that's pretty impressive. And then there were loads of other car brands there, Volvo, Fiat, Volkswagen, and so on. But yeah, now this video is turning into a car review show, so moving on. And then I also found this company here selling container houses as well. So you can buy this container house here, which is 30 square meters, which is 320 square feet, for 70,000 reais, which is $12,000. I mean, they're not big, but you can see here, open space living room and kitchen, and then a small bedroom. And then a small bathroom. And then one more bedroom, which I wasn't allowed to film. It's an okay space, and it's only $12,000. And next to it they had this other container, which is for an office or store, they called it. And so this one also is 30 square meters, 320 square feet, and they're selling it for 67,000 reais, so just a bit under $12,000. So this one has a bit of a different layout. So it's just a bigger open space and then a small bathroom. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to be able to buy a container house at a farmer's fair. So then walked into another massive pavilion. And then here you got the local farmers and producers selling everything from clothing, decorations, handicraft, produce. So this is what I was expecting more, kind of these small stands where people are selling things. And then there were lots of stands selling these things here, which are called cuias. So these are kind of wooden cups that people here in the south of Brazil use to drink something called chimarrão, which is erva mate herbal drink. And you've got more of these selling these cuias, and they're selling decorations and then plants. And then this guy here selling some toys as well. So animal toys. Various decorations and rugs. And then lots of food and drinks as well. So you've got this seller here selling cachaça, which is an alcoholic drink, which is very popular here in the south of Brazil. And then selling jams and cakes and bread and salami, and various sweets as well. And then here you've got the erva mate that I was telling you about before. And lots of honey as well. So lots and lots of stands selling food, and this just carries on and on and on. So lots and lots of sellers. And then crossing the road, there was this second pavilion here with even more stuff for sale. So then here you had people selling rugs made out of leather. And then this guy here selling loads of different animal statues. I wouldn't call these toys, I guess. I guess more statues. These capybaras are very cute. They seem to be a hit with the customers. And then, yeah, selling bridles and other equipment for horses. And bags, antiques. Lots of dolls as well. And this was impressive, how many stands they've got here selling all types of stuff. My favourite stand was probably this one here, the US Embassy. I don't know why they are here, I guess maybe to help negotiations for exporters and importers into the US, I'm not sure. But yeah, well decorated and full of people. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to find that here at the fair. Okay, and then leaving this area here and walking further into the fair. So now I've covered more than half of the fair. So now I get into this area here where there's full of small restaurants, food trucks. So a traditional band playing some music. So some Brazilian gauchos playing some music. And then walking further along, so you've got more stands selling food and drinks. And then mixed in with this was the Brazilian army showing off some of their military hardware. So you got various tanks, personnel carriers, and some cannons as well. Now, I'm not sure if they do this every year, but I know this year, because of all the flooding that happened back in May, the Brazilian government has sent the army down here to Rio Grande, first of all to help with the rescues when the flooding was happening, and then also to help with the rebuilding as well. And then walking further along, you get to the little fairground that they have here as well. Okay, and that was Expointer. I mean, I was impressed by the size of it, that's for sure. I was not expecting it to have so many things. But yeah, they should try and expand the parking a bit. Definitely need more of that. And also, it'd be good if they put a few more signs around, because there were very few signs, and the amount of time I spent just walking around lost is crazy. I mean, yeah, next year, or if I go again, then yeah, I'll definitely be more familiar, but a few more signs would help. But overall, I thought it was a really good fair. I mean, yeah, I was expecting to see livestock and farming machinery and local produce and stuff, but I was not expecting to see stores, you know, selling beds and mattresses, car dealers selling cars, and even being able to buy a house, a simple house at the fair. So overall, definitely pleasantly surprised by this fair. So if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe. If you've got any questions or anything, leave it in the commentary below. So thanks for watching, until next time.